Phase 2 is one of the most important parts of the Children's Hospital development. Moving into the new space allows us to manage these patients at a very high level. One of the biggest problems we have in our operating rooms is they're rather small. The teaching opportunities are limited by the physical plant, and that's a big problem for us. We are a teaching institution, and we provide high-quality care, but we also need to teach the next generation. And more learning happens per square foot in an operating room than any place else in the Children's Hospital.
We have made do with a room that was being used for adults that now is being used for children. Having access to 2 rooms next to each other to do children's arts, one operation going in one room, one operation going in the other room, the cath lab right very nearby, the ICU just 1 or 2 floors up, it just makes the care that much better. It makes it that much easier to accomplish what needs to be done. The bar of medicine just continues to be raised and raised and raised.
It was a textbook pregnancy. I did everything by the book, so I always thought, everything should be fine if you do things you're supposed to do. So, and then we went for our ultrasound, our 20-week ultrasound, and I really thought that they took a long time looking at the heart. They almost call it half a heart. So one of her ventricles was severely underdeveloped.
You desperately want to assume that there's been a mistake and everything's okay. It just seems incredible. It's like hitting the worst lottery in the world.
Mm-hmm. She was born at 6:54 on the 7th, 6 pounds, 14 ounces. And it was, I think, 15-ish minutes or so before they had to take her.
The most select group of people, the people who can do the most complex surgery, they want to be at a center that is state-of-the-art. And that means it's got the most modern operating rooms, the most modern equipment, in an environment where it specializes in children. So having this hospital is critical to recruiting the best people.
They took her back, and I just remember I didn't want to leave the room that they took her from. Because that was the last room that she was in. Completely whole.
Hannah's first surgery was day 3, and then you're handing off your child and hoping she comes back.
For patients and families, this new physical plant will allow us to unite pediatric surgeons around surgery specifically for children. It really increases the ability that we have to coordinate care so that a family is not seeing one doctor for the heart and one doctor for the kidneys and one doctor for the liver, and nobody talks to one another. They will not only talk to one another around that particular child's care, but they'll have worked together with one another day in and day out so that that relationship is so solid by the time the child needs them that it's a well-oiled machine.
After her procedure, we went in to see her, and we walked in that evening and we started talking, and she opened her eyes. And it wasn't a sure sign everything would be perfectly okay, but it was a start.
You're grasping at anything at that point, any sort of positive sign.
One of the things that's special that this hospital does is they do procedures that can only be done in very selected centers around the country. And I think it's a wonderful feeling to know that whatever your child needs, it's available next door.
Before birth, we were told around age 5 or so is when they would have their 3rd surgery.
So she's 5, we were starting to get a bit anxious. We can't let this control her life, She is not a heart condition. It's just part of who she is. She's a normal kid. She's stronger than she realizes, and I think we are too. And if the day comes that we need to do something else, we'll cross that bridge.
You need a hospital like this to protect young lives, and often it's in life and death situations. Outstanding hospitals in places like Syracuse and Buffalo and many community hospitals, they depend upon us to be the ultimate hospital, the ultimate safety net for the youngest and most vulnerable patients in our region. to be able to literally save lives is vital in every community. We're just very fortunate that an entire community banded together to provide the resources so that we could develop this world-class facility.
My dream for Hannah is that she will have the courage to not be limited by this, that she will be able to be successful in whatever she chooses to do, and that she'll be happy.
That she'll be able to have children, and that she'll outlive me.
We've been very blessed and very fortunate that in a very unlucky situation, we have had a lot of luck come our way. We've had a lot of very talented people who have helped us out, and allowed us to get to this point and still have a 5-year-old, have a happy 5-year-old.
Rochester has always been a community that has punched above its weight class. The knowledge that Golisano Children's Hospital has this kind of expertise, there can be nothing that's more heartening.
This is the end of a long road of trying to bring world-class surgical services to the children in this community. And this is kind of the cherry on top.
Donations save lives. Allowing us to do this kind of work and take care of these children, any support that we were to get to allow us to do that and grow it is just invaluable.
It doesn't just take a village to create a children's hospital. It took an entire region to create this one. And I'm speaking on behalf of the University of Rochester, could not be more grateful.
Hannah's the true hero here. All of these children are the true heroes. They're the ones that are taking all the risks.
To the doctors and nurses at Golisano Children's Hospital, we want to say thank you. I mean, it's not enough for everything that they've done, but it's the best we can do.